meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, it's Wednesday, so that means Steven's finally off his weekend. He's back in the Storm Team Weather Center, so I definitely need his help. And you guys are going to figure out what we talked about in the meeting, because all this strong southerly flow, not seeing the triple-digit temperatures, and a big hurricane making its way up the west coast of Mexico. What does it all mean? I definitely need his help. Of course, when we talk about Texas A&M and getting help from the Aggie, I couldn't ask for any better help. Now, temperatures all the way back down into those 70s, right back up into those 90s, and we'll see if we don't have a couple more degrees to go before we drop right back down into those 70s. That's the pattern we are just stuck in for the next couple of days, if not the next couple of weeks. 95 in San Angelo, everybody else on a combination of mid to lower 90s across the entire region. Shades of pink just outside the Concho Valley again. We are stuck in it. 101 in Robert Lee, 93 down there in Junction, looking like another 9 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. This time last year, we were 10 degrees hotter. That includes overnight. Now, you're seeing us cool down, relatively speaking, but the high pressure doing its best to hold off some of that heat, where more moisture is going to make its way up into the Concho Valley. Dew points are down there in those 50s and those 60s, while humidity indices are in those 30s and those 40s. That's because of the lower elevation, so stagnant conditions out there, but no one's going to complain. The only thing that we could use more of is rain, and it could be on the way. Now, at the bottom of your screen, I said it yesterday, I said it Tuesday, I'm gonna say, well, yesterday was Tuesday. I just get ahead of myself because a lot of the data keeps updating because this hurricane keeps pushing up from the south. Now, concentrations of orange at the bottom of your screen. Now, if you take a good look off the west coast of Mexico, it's gonna skirt over the mountains, move its way up the panhandle, and you see where the Concho Valley is right inside of that target by Saturday. Now, upper level pattern is gonna show you where the high pressure is gonna push out of our area and build over the east coast. Creates the blocking pattern, but keep your eyes off the west coast. You'll see how that pressure gradient will touch parts of it just off the west coast of Baja. That's going to be our tropical storm, or at least our post-tropical storm, Eric, as it makes its way up the west coast and could find its way here into the Concho Valley. Now, water vapor imagery, keep your eye on Indiana. It's headed its way into Ohio. Every storm chaser is currently up in the Ohio River Valley. Down here in the Concho Valley, keeping our eye on the circulation of dry air off the west coast. And, of course, the instability working its way across the entire part of West Texas. Severe weather outlook. The bullseye has moved from Kansas, Oklahoma, straight off over to Indiana and Ohio, and down at the surface, the alerts are going strong. You can see the size of the circulation. That's why we're seeing all those strong southerly winds. Now, we're talking about the tropics because right now it is Hurricane Eric. It's a Category 2. Everybody thinks it's going to give them a Category 3 right before landfall. That's because with some of that shallow, warm water, then it's going to make its way all the way up the west coast of Mexico and find its way maybe here in the Concho Valley. Now, take a good look at the futurecast. Keep your eye on the coastal regions. That's that moisture making its way in. Now, it collides with the cold air making its way down from the northwest. That's where in the afternoon, if not the early morning hours, around that prime temperature dew point range, that's where we're going to see some of it try to pop off, but isolated in sort of a sea breeze thunderstorm pattern, pretty unique for this high up. So tonight, all the way back down into those 70s, but I'm going to keep talking with Steven about it. Should see the winds die by then. Then tomorrow, a good run. I always say those upper 90s, but we'll see if it doesn't stop a couple degrees shy of it. We're going to lock ourselves in those mid-90s as we get closer towards Juneteenth tomorrow, as we get closer to the parade, still in those 90s. And as we round the corner towards 4th of July, still going in those mid-90s with those overnight lows locked in those lower 70s. Stay tuned. We'll have more up at the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.